Isaac. We're all gonna burn for what we did to you.
Welcome back to JKP Rising, to another Dead Space 4 related video. Today we're going to talk about multiplayer in Dead Space 4. I mentioned before that Dead Space 2 had multiplayer, and a lot of people really enjoyed that aspect of Dead Space. So for Dead Space 4, should that type of multiplayer return, that type of PvP combat? There's been some mixed reaction because Dead Space is more of a single-player game, not much of a multiplayer game, but people did enjoy the multiplayer, like how BIOSHOCK 2 had multiplayer. People enjoyed the multiplayer, even though BIOSHOCK's more of a single-player experience, much like Dead Space. What kind of multiplayer would fit right with Dead Space? Well, if they're going to do PvP, that's cool, but if they're going to have multiplayer in Dead Space, I think they need to have a Horde-type mode where you're Isaac, or you're some type of engineer where you can customize your suits, different rigs for different damage resistance, you have plasma cutters, you have different types of weapons, you can upgrade, you can craft weapons just like in Dead Space 3. So it's like Gears of War 4 with a bit more of an extension in terms of customization your weapons. You're not just picking up base weapons, which you can, but you can also customize your weapons and really get into it. And then fighting waves and waves of necromorphs. Just imagine fighting the Tormentor. Can you imagine fighting that guy? Because in Dead Space 2, you're not really fighting him, it's more of a cinematic type of thing. Just imagine fighting this thing. Or they could have boss waves, like how in Halo 3 ODST or Halo Reach, they have boss waves at the end of every single round. Can you imagine a section where you have to go into zero gravity and just defend maybe a checkpoint as waves and waves of necromorphs are flying through the space? Or maybe the Tormentor, you actually fight the Tormentor outside and it's an official battle where you're jumping all over the place. There's endless results, there's endless possibilities, especially with zero gravity type of firefight. So, I don't know guys, this is a really interesting topic. I thought I would bring it up. Someone left a comment on one of my Dead Space 4 videos, and they mentioned if they wanted some type of multiplayer in a Dead Space game, they wanted it to be a Horde-type mode. I'll put your name on the screen so I don't butcher your name. So thank you for leaving that comment because you sparked this video. That's all I can really think about. What do you guys think about a Horde mode in Dead Space? How could they make it unique? Could they add zero gravity, cooperative play? How many players would you want to have? 4, 5, 6? As many as they have in multiplayer? What kind of enemies would you want to fight? Would you want to fight the Tormentor? Would you want to fight big bosses like the Hive Mind at the end of Dead Space 1 or that Nexus in Dead Space 3? Would you like to customize your weapons like in Dead Space 3? Would you like to have basic weapons like in Dead Space 1 and 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What kind of Horde mode would you love to see in a Dead Space game? My name is James of JKP Rising. Subscribe for Dead Space 4, Dead Space 1, 2, 3, whatever, BIOSHOCK, Halo, and Deus Ex. Thank you so much for watching. The JKP Rising channel has been doing fantastic, so if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.